Alrighty, today we're going to be learning a little bit about variables in Java. In Python, it's a little bit easier because we can just type in anything and we can set it to anything. In Python, we can set it to 12, we can set it to pumpkin, whatever we wanted, and it would just work. In Java, we have to tell Java what type of variable we're going to set up. So if we want to set up a string, have the variable save string, we have to first type in string, then the name, and then set it equal to your name. Okay. So there's a couple different types of variables. We're going to go over two today, and throughout this next term, we will be covering some more. The other main variable that we'll use is called int. Int is short for integer, and we can then call that any variable we want, but we want to use it for a number. And the reason why I'm getting these red squigglies is because we have to put semicolons to, we have to use a semicolon to end the statements. Then once we have those saved, then we can use our system.out.println from last time. Make sure you're following along and making all these changes. Now we can print out name and number. And then don't ever forget your semicolon at the end. That'll cause you problems. Print ln, my bad. Run, let's see what happens. Of course, errors, errors. I do not know what error. Print system.out.println. OK, let's run it, see what happens. Oh, shoot. OK, so we've got to be able to read not suitable method found for println string in. So this is telling me where my error is. What I tried to do is I just tried to put a comma because I was thinking English. I hadn't switched over to my programming brain yet. You got to put plus sign. Then if you run it again, there we go. Mr. $, then the number 12. So it's printing off name, which is there. It's printing off all of that. And then number is equal to 12, so it's there. You'll notice they're right next to each other because I didn't put any spaces. If you're just printing off variables, then you have to put in quotation marks, and that will literally put a space in there. Run it again. Now we have a space. There you go. Okay. With establishing variables, just like in Python, you can do math, a little bit of math. Number 1. There's that camel case again. Remember, we use the lowercase for the first number, then for the second lowercase letter for the first word, and then uppercase letter for the second word. And then we can do 12 plus 12. And then our semicolon to end the statements. And if we do another system.out.println, print out number 1. Remember, it has to be exactly the same as the variable we already used, or else it won't work. Put that semicolon to end it, run it, and there we go. 24. Why is it printing out 24? Because number 1 is equal to 12 plus 12. Okay. So go ahead and set up a few more variables. You can use whatever I want, whatever you want to name them. Favorite food. Pancakes today, I guess. Pancakes. Don't forget that semicolon. String favorite superhero equals Superman. Semicolon. Then do some ints. Just number 2. Doesn't matter how big the number is. It's going to store it. Int number 3. Okay, and then just like in Python, we can also do math inside the. Oops, I don't want to do that. Inside the print statement. So system.out.println. You just got to practice that a million times. As soon as you practice it a million times, then you can type it like anything else. Number 2 plus. Oh, no, that's not going to work. OK, so if we now run this, you'll notice we're getting little red squiggly, and the literal, my number of type is out of range. And if we run this, we'll see an error, and it'll say that it is too large. So we never ran into this in Python, but we have to be kind of a little bit careful with it in Java. We probably won't ever use numbers this large, but we do. It can only store so many values. So again, another one of the weaknesses of Java compared to Python. But then here's how you add, if we wanted to add two numbers together in the print statement to save some line of code, we could do that here, and there it prints it off together. Okay. So there's a small, short introduction to variables. Again, the only two variables we're going to learn about first is integers. We have to first put the int. That's just telling Java what type of variable it is, and then we put the name of the variable, and then we set it equal to whatever we want it to be. With strings, the same thing. Don't forget that capital S or it won't work. We're just telling Java that we're going to be using a string variable, and then we can use whatever variable we name. This can be pizza or monkey. That's the name of the variable. And then we're setting that equal to whatever string we want. Okay? So make sure you have this all the way this is right here, and then turn in the finished Replit link. And how you do that is just going right up here, copying, and you paste that right into Canvas, and you'll have this second video done.